Springs Wildcats, two of Kansas City's elite high school football programs. In 2000, the Rock swept the series, winning in the regular season and state playoffs. Tonight, it's Chapter 1 of the Rock and the Cats for 2001 next on Metro Sports. Welcome to Dasta Memorial Stadium on the campus of Rockhurst High School in Kansas City. Tonight, Metro Sports kicks off its coverage of high school football for 2001. And a real doozy, number 4 Blue Springs taking on number 1 Rockhurst. Hi, everybody. Kevin White with you here on the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week here on Metro Sports. Well, last year, Rockhurst enjoyed the perfect season, going 14-0 and capturing the 5A state title. En route to that state title, they beat Blue Springs twice in the regular season by 7, then rallied in the fourth quarter and beat them in the state quarterfinals 20-16. Our broadcast partner, 6-time Pro Bowler with the Kansas City Chiefs, Will Shields. A couple of big-time backs on display. We'll start with the guy from Blue Springs. A lot of people don't know about Andrew Tuggle.
Exactly. Andrew Tuggle came out last year. He was sort of a sleeper, came back in the end of the year and started playing great football, and they're expecting big things from him tonight. The battle tonight is between the two T's, Temple and Tuggle. You can imagine what kind of battle it's going to be. We're hoping for the rain here later so that we can see this guy rumble and bumble as he works his way. As we see right here, Mr. Tuggle sort of takes it and bobs and weaves, and he expects to have great things from this young kid this year. As you can see the numbers from last year, he had over 900 yards on the ground. On the other side, we're going to go and see Mr. Temple, which is a guy they say is a blue chipper already. You got to realize this is only his second year of high school football. So last year he ran for over 1,000 yards, which is also a great thing since they only use him sparingly during the year.
And the third member of our broadcast crew, also from the Kansas City Chiefs offensive line, Marcus Spears.
Woo! What's going on, fellas? 2001 high school sports right here, baby. We got Rockhurst, we got Blue Springs. What better way to start off the year? We got the village people here. They're going to be pumping it up. We got these guys back here pumping it up. I'm going to get some nachos for y'all. My nacho report's going to start at the halftime. We're going to have some fun. Tony Temple and Tuggle, I want to see them play. Let's play ball, baby. Woo!
Tell us what you really think, Marcus. Rockhurst, Blue Springs, coming up next here on Metro Sports.
The High School Game of the Week is brought to you by Hy-Vee and their 20 Kansas City area employee-owned Hy-Vee locations, Farmers Insurance, and these Kansas City Metro agents. Contact your local Farmers agent today. Remember, Farmers get you back where you belong. Brandsmart, the big screen store. KC Bobcat in Blue Springs, Grandview, and Olathe. And by AMC Theaters.
Cloudy skies, very humid as the two coaches getting ready to go. Kelly Donahoe of Blue Springs on the left. Tony Severino, the all-time winningest coach in Rockhurst history, on the right. Our kickoff is next. The Rockhurst side all fired up for week 2. The Hawklets come in at 1-0 as they take on the 1-0 Blue Springs Wildcats, coached by Kelly Donahoe in his second year. His overall record 36-9 for the former University of Kansas quarterback. Tony Severino for Rockhurst, the all-time winningest coach in school history, and last year got a very nice honor, was the USA Today's National High School Coach of the Year for 2000 as he led his Hawklets to the 5A state title, going 14-0 as they beat Pattonsville in the Dome in St. Louis 23-7. Tony Temple, a sophomore this year, deep back to receive the kick along with Colin Charbonneau. Tony Temple has added 20 pounds, and they say he's a step faster, Will, and you saw him run last year. This guy can really move.
Well, if he's a step faster, I'll be amazed. If he put on 20 pounds and a step faster, wow.
Legitimate 4.34 40 time.
You know, I dreamed about that once, you know, then I had a 4.3.
And you woke up, huh?
Yeah, then I woke up.
Josh Barge to kick off now for the Blue Springs Wildcats. And our Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week is underway. This will be Colin Charbonneau from the 6. Charbonneau with a little seam up near the 30-yard line. And that's where the Hawklets will take over. Their quarterback will be senior Chris Cummings. Last season, he was the backup behind Jeff Brown. Saw some spot duty, but Brown took over the starting role in the middle stages of the season. Cummings, a very good athlete, very similar to Jeff Brown, a good scrambler, good runner, has a decent arm. First and 10 from Rockhurst's own 30-yard line. Quarterback keeping. This is Cummings. And he's up near a first down at the 39-yard line as we take a look at our offensive starters for the Rockhurst Hawklets. Up front, Rosenthal, Kane, O'Connor, Vossman, and Boyd. Will be Temple and Butler in the backfield. And the wideouts, Hummel, Snodgrass, and the tight end, Matt Weglars, coming off a knee injury, back in the starting lineup tonight. Up 9.5 there for Chris Cummings on first down. Second down and 1 now for the Rockhurst Hawklets. And this play will be stopped. Referee tonight is Pete Madrigal.
False start. Take him back 5, take him back.
Checking the defense for Blue Springs. They run a 4-2 attacking style defense. Up front, it'll be Taylor, Botch, McMullen, and Pennington. The linebackers very good, led by Billy Byer. And the secondary excellent as well. Cooper, Troy, and Barge. Second down and 6 now. Delay to Tony Temple, trying to stiff arm his way, and will be thrown for a loss. As the Wildcats were all over that play. Billy Byer along with Bruce Ringwood.
Good job of swarming at the ball. We're going to take a look at it from the ground view here. You see how they're staying straight in front of him. They're sort of mirroring him. They're trying to keep their body outside of him so that he can't get loose so far. You know, this is only for the first 2 plays. The first game they came out, ran the quarterback on the sweep. They're starting things pretty strong.
Both Ringwood and Byer led the Blue Springs defense in that shutout of Raytown South. Both had 5 tackles. Billy Byer added 2 sacks as well. It's third down and long now. Cummings to throw. All kinds of time. Being chased by Alex Hankins. Now gunning the near side, and it's intercepted by Curtis Cooper for the Blue Springs Wildcats. They'll have it at the 48-yard line of Rockhurst.
Right there, they had great penetration. They gave him a little time, and yet the DBs did a great job of staying with their receivers. They covered them all over the field. Little play action rollout, trying to run the high-low stretch. And he buys some extra time over here, and this is one thing that's difficult to do. Throw the ball while you're on the move. He tried to lace the ball in and actually got the interception.
There is a flag on the play we're checking here. Preliminary indication is an ineligible receiver downfield. That would go against Rockhurst, so the Wildcats would maintain possession here. And will. Kelly Donahoe very optimistic about this team as he is excited about his ball club. He says this is potentially a great team. He's cautiously optimistic, though. He says we have to stay injury-free and we really have to stay together as a team. His quarterback, senior Justin Whitworth, who last year put up impressive numbers. 21 touchdown passes, only 9 INTs. First and 10 from the 48. Toss it out. This is Andrew Tuggle turning the corner. Getting a good block by his fullback. He has the first down the sidelines. And a good opening play for the Blue Springs Wildcats. As we check our offensive starters now for the Cats. They've had some injury problems up front. Lee Palalay and Brandon Case out with injuries, so they've had to shuffle their offensive line around. Taylor, Brown, Seago, Billy Byer, and Ryan Warrenbrook. And the backfield, Tuggle and Vaughn, the all-conference and all-state receiver. Keep an eye on 22, Josh Barge. 14 yards on the pickup by Tuggle. 1st and 10. Little shovel pass. This is Barge, the all-state receiver, for a short gain. The middle of the defense traps him there. They weren't fooled, Will, as we take a look at the Rockhurst defense. They play a 43-44 look. Vossman, Butler, Boyd, and Orscheln up front. The backers, Angold, O'Connor, and Kevin Kane, the leading tackler from last year. In the secondary, a return of Noah Strozier, a big player. And this guy is one of the top cornerbacks in Kansas City. Back after some back spasms he was suffering from his basketball days. And Tony Severino happy to have him back in the lineup. 2nd down and 8 now. Short drop, gunning. The slant is caught by Matt Jones as he got to the 27-yard line and then hauled back.
So far, I'm impressed with this Blue Springs Wildcat team. They're spreading the ball out. They run right on the first play, put the same window dressing on, run left, and then a quick throw to the outside with the DB, the cornerback giving a little too much cushion on that play.
Matt Jones. Gain of about 5 in the play. It'll be 3rd down and 3 now for the Wildcats as they have it at the 27 of Rockhurst as they work out of the eye. Tuggle will shake and bake, and he has the 1st down as he goes for 5 yards down to the 22-yard line.
If you notice so far, Blue Springs is doing a good job of spreading the field. They got 2 receivers on the right, another receiver on the left. They're making the defense softer in the middle. They're spreading them out, and then they're pounding it up on the inside, and then they'll close down the ends and then take it around the edge.
2 receivers splitting to the far side, Jordan Blease and Josh Barge. Near side receiver is Matt Jones. Vaughn, the fullback, goes to a wing to the right side, and Tuggle, the lone setback, as they go to an option look. They get it to Tuggle. He's got the 4.6 speed. Tuggle driving for 9 as he's gang tackled near another 1st down. As Tuggle got a good burst. He doesn't look like he's moving too fast, but he's got that good football speed.
Well, it seems like he has that game speed. You know, he has a good game speed. What it is like, you know, sort of like you look like you're treading water, but he's still moving faster than you think. I think it's the black shoes. Maybe that does it. But good play fake here. He takes it down to the edge. Quarterback does a good job of leading the guy to all the way to him before he pitches the ball, creating that space for the tailback to get positive yards. 7
yards for Andrew Tuggle, who's just a junior. Last year, 984 yards and 10 touchdowns. 2nd down and short as Vaughn going in motion. Now they give it back to the fullback, and he's blown up on the play as Marlon Butler on the defensive line not fooled at all. Big Marlon goes 232, Will.
Yes, he's a big guy, and actually if you look at it, he goes and fills the hole very well. One thing that you learn is when you get a little older, you watch how the offense gets in their stance. And there's certain guys that get softer or harder when they stand up. They either get closer to the line or further away from the line. The further away, you think they're going to pull or pass pro. They get closer to the line, you think it's a run play.
No gain on that last play. 3rd down and 3. Vaughn in motion. And they give it to Tuggle, slicing his way for the 1st down as he's inside the 10 near the 8.
Right now, they're putting on a great window dressing there. The same movement out of the fullback 3 times, 3 different plays. You get the little shuffle, get the linebacker rolling, make him over pursue. They're actually using their defensive philosophy against him. They're using their speed, letting them overrun, and then cutting right behind him.
Andrew Tuggle, Coach Donahoe says, maybe get 2 words out of him a week. He's very quiet, very intelligent young man. Coach Donahoe says he kind of has a chip on his shoulder. He wants to prove he's a great back. Toss it out to Tuggle, trying to turn the corner. And he's escorted out of bounds after a short pickup.
What he showed there was great patience. He goes out there, he gets in a little space. You know, any back that doesn't have patience could have easily just taken off. Right here, we're going to watch it. See right here, he's going to slow down, set up his blocker, and then cut back out trying to get into the end zone. Good patience shown by a great back.
Kevin Kane and Brandon Hill collaborate for the stop. 2nd down and goal to go now for the Blue Springs Wildcats as they scrimmage from the 2 of Rockhurst. I set here. Tuggle working his way. He got in. Touchdown, Blue Springs. Andrew Tuggle.
Nice surge inside. They had a little penetration on the right side. What he did is he used his size and his speed to actually lead his way into the end zone. That's when part of the end zone that we call the red zone. Right when you get inside that and you get even closer, it becomes the goal zone. You treat it like goal. You have to get that back that can actually skinny his way into the end zone.
Third touchdown of the season for Andrew Tuggle, as Danny Watkins coming in. And this one will be blown dead.
In a sense,
Dead ball. Encroachment. Blue.
in a sense, the Blue Springs team seems to use that set to actually set their line in everything they do, and that sort of gives them a little more discipline or gives them a chance to sort of settle into it and
One
then go
time
from
down
there.
still.
Justin Whitworth will hold here. Robert Taylor is the deep snapper. Daniel Watkins knocks it through. 7-0 Blue Springs on Andrew Tuggle's third touchdown of the season. And this guy's very slippery.
Well, we're going to take a look at it here. You see the guys actually on the defensive line. What they call that is a husky sniff. They get down on all four, they barrel through the line, and they just try to cause havoc on the legs. Right here you see his patience. He steps in, and he pulls his way and leans the ball, stretches the ball into the end zone. It's a good thing you have too many other guys around him. They couldn't see where the ball actually came out at, because that could be a very hazardous situation down on the goal line.
7-0 Wildcats on top. 6:28 to go in the first. Down to Marcus Spears.
What's going on, guys? I got on my anti-rain gear. I got my man, what's your name, man?
Adam Castle.
This is actually his hat. These guys over here, they have just as many people on this side as that side. These guys are up 7-0, and it's gonna be, hey, these guys are thinking upset. These guys are having fun over here. I don't know, fellas, it's gonna be a good game. Back to you guys.
Was that JR from Dallas?
I think so, in a very big and yellow hat. Cool shades, though. I like those. I was digging those.
Colin Charbonneau for Rockhurst from the 4. Has some running room to the outside. Charbonneau. Boy, what a return man he is. Out to the 42-yard line.
Good field position, good starting point. And this has to set up for them to move down the field, and they have to score here. They have to go back and answer the bell. They say, hey, this team came out, put a little points on the board. Now it's our turn.
The Kansas City Chiefs' Will Shields has announced the kickoff of the Will to Succeed Foundation celebration. The event will be held at the Downtown Theater Sunday, the 28th of October, 5 to 9 p.m. following the Chiefs and the Colts game. For a $100 donation, you receive an invitation to the event, and the first 2,000 donations have a chance to win that Mercedes SLK. The event will include drinks and hors d'oeuvres, a fabulous live auction, music and dancing by the Dave Stevens Band, and a host of local celebrities will be on hand. For more information about making a donation, please call 913 area code 219-6868 or check out the website at www.willtosucceed.com. And Will and his wife involved in that, and 2,000, that's it.
2,000 tickets, that's it. If it's less, then you got a better chance to win the car.
Boy. That sounds like a great deal. Second down and 5. Toss sweep here to Tony Temple, trying to turn the corner, cutting back. And he'll get maybe one on the play as Joe Bach finished him off from the defensive line.
Well, we're going to take a look at it from the ground view if we can. We're going to see if we can see it from the end. But what they did was they stretched them out. If you're going to see on the outside here to the right side of your screen, right here, the defensive end does a great job of stringing it out so that he has to turn back inside, give his guys a chance to pursue and actually make the play from the backside. You sort of send it back to where all the help is coming from.
Third down and 4 now for the Rockhurst Hawklets. Deuce backs. This will be Temple again, cutting it back, and he'll be shy of the first down as he stopped at the midfield stripe. Billy Byer had his legs, number 52 there.
Well, right now they're doing a good job of getting penetration, getting up the field. They're getting inside of the Rockhurst blockers and forcing the line of scrimmage back. And that's making the difference so that Temple can't find those lanes to get loose and get free.
All-conference season last year for Billy Byer. Second team all-district, one of the top linebackers in the Kansas City area. Really come a long way since his sophomore year. He's very aggressive, very tenacious linebacker. Rockhurst On 4th down and 1, setting up to punt, Jeff Snodgrass to punt it away. Deep back, Curtis Cooper inside his own 10-yard line. Flags on the play.
Delay game.
Coach Tony Severino in his 19th year. 5 state titles, 4 here at Rockhurst and 1 at Shawnee Mission Northwest. As Snodgrass 5 yards deeper to punt it away here. Curtis Cooper deep back for the Wildcats. Cooper muffs it, picks it up, gets away from one guy, and then going down after maybe a yard return. T.J. O'Connor flying down for the special teams of Rockhurst to shut him down.
Good coverage on that play. They actually released the center straight down the field and actually got a chance to get there before the ball even hit the ground.
Next week's Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week has us in Lee Summit. Number 5, Grandview taking on number 22, Lee Summit. A pair of teams who began the season with victories facing off on next week's Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Number 5, Grandview, one of the top defenses in the Suburban Conference, led by Oklahoma-bound Wayne Chambers against number 22, Lee Summit. They got an explosive back in Marvin Hamilton. That's next Friday, live from Lee Summit, our Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Justin Whitworth on 1st down, going deep, looking for Josh Barge, who tumbles to the turf. And no flags on the play as it comes up incomplete.
Well, that was one of those plays where he was going out. He lost his receiver. He couldn't find it, so he just basically threw it away, hoping he was throwing it further than anyone else was back there deep. Just a quick roll out to the right side. Sort of lost everybody and just say, hey, let's get rid of it, let's reset and get to the next play.
2nd down and 10 from the 18-yard line. Justin Whitworth, according to Kelly Donahoe, is another quiet, very intelligent kid. He says this team is very businesslike. Not a lot of yelling and screaming before the game. They have to get the job done. And 2nd down and 10 on the draw play. Tuggle with running room, and Tuggle up near a 1st down to the 28-yard line.
Nice setup on the draw play. Everybody set it, pushed everybody to the outside, left him there straight. You're going to see it open right in the middle here. See everybody push him outside? One guy to beat here, and then the other guy comes from the outside and makes the play. It's a very strong runner, very strong runner.
Big saving tackle there by Jeff Angold, the linebacker for Rockhurst. It is a 1st down now from the 28, and Blue Spring zone leading 7-0 on a 2-yard touchdown run by Andrew Tuggle. Delay, this is Tuggle weaving his way up to the 31-yard line and taking some hard hops there. John O'Connor delivering one. Dan Boyd wrapped him up.
Well, the offensive line is doing a good job of moving these guys back and forth. They're using their speed against them. Right here on the backside, we're going to see they're going to come back with a counter play the other way. Right here in the middle, you're going to see the hole open right there. That's the hole they're trying to get into. They're going to open the alleyway right there for him to get a chance to get in there and to make the plays happen. Just a little one step over, and he'd be on his way. He'd still be running right now.
2nd down and 8. Vaughn in motion. Quick pass. This is Barge in the flat. Barge cuts it back and gets up to the 37-yard line. A little safe pass there to the all-state receiver, Josh Barge.
Yeah, they actually throw that out there. It's a quick screen. They actually get a chance to just set him one step, step back, let the guy come in front of him, makes the play, get a couple of guys out there in front of him, sort of convoy down the field.
Well, they got 6 yards in the play. It'll be 3rd down and 2 now for Blue Springs here. Blue Springs has lost 4 straight to Rockhurst. There you see Barge's numbers last year in his all-state season. 3rd down and short. Give it to Tuggle. Cutting back. 1st down and more. Andrew Tuggle to the 45-yard line.
They're opening holes on the inside. They're doing a good job of actually getting these guys and spreading them out and making lanes for them. Right here, we're going to see the lane open up over here on the left side. You see, they open it up, over pursue, and he does a great job of sticking his foot in the ground, cutting up, getting the 2 yards he needs for the 1st down. Everything more is gravy.
Rich Whitney with the ankle stop, number 13 there. And it's another 1st down for Andrew Tuggle and the Blue Springs Wildcats. 5 on the game now for the Wildcats. Pump fake, setting up the screen, the middle screen, the wide receiver screen. Barge down the sidelines. Barge in space. He's got the 4-5 wheels. Whitney trying to cut him off. He cuts it back. Touchdown, Blue Springs. 45. Well, make it 55 yards on the play.
Great execution on the offense. What they did before that, they got 3 first downs to get them out of the deep territory. They had bad field position. They moved the ball out, made 2 or 3 first downs to give them the position to run that middle screen. Right here is just a good job of him using his speed. And right here's what he did was cut back inside right here, made one man miss, and it was off to the races to the end zone.
Daniel Watkins with the point after try. It's good. 14-0. Blue Springs on top. 1:37 to go here in the first quarter. And it's a little slip screen here.
Well, they run the screen, the quick screen to the right side the first time. So he pumps fake it, dump it right off into the middle behind the offensive lineman as they let him go. Then it's one man down the sideline to the end zone. Right now they're using Rockhurst's speed against them. They're over pursuing.
Josh Barge, the All-State wide receiver, had a touchdown last week of 9 yards. His second touchdown of the season. His brother Jared on the coaching staff this year. As you look at the scoring drive, 6 plays, 82 yards. And Barge with the 55-yard touchdown reception. Fourth touchdown pass of the season for Justin Whitworth as Tony Temple awaits the ensuing kickoff here. This will be Temple muffing it at the 8. Tony Temple right up the gut. He's got the 4.34 speed, but tracked down from behind by Curtis Cooper for the saving tackle. As we send it down to Marcus Spears.
I just got a report. There's a severe storm coming. Winds 70 miles an hour. They might postpone this. If they do, me and Mr. Hart gonna fly out of here. Back to you guys.
And the rains begin to fall here at 93rd and State Line, the Rockhurst High School campus. As far all Blue Springs. Fans all bundling up, grabbing for the rain gear.
Well, rain is one thing. It is starting to pour out here.
Adam Pummel in motion. Cummings to throw. Fires the near side. Jeff Snodgrass with the catch. And gets about 5 on the play. Billy Byer able to take him down.
As Marcus pulls out the rain gear on the sideline.
And who gave him that, Will, after...
you know, you took good care of him there,
yeah.
you know.
And I think he's dogging me now. He's saying that umbrella's not big enough for him.
He can only cover half his body.
It's a mini umbrella. What do you expect? On second down, Temple coughs up the football, loose football. And no indication yet.
And we have lightning in the area also.
Tony Temple recovers it for Rockhurst.
But we got a good look at the fumble. The guy actually just pokes it out as he gets ready to turn. Here he goes right there. He pokes it out. Raining, it's getting slippery and everything's getting wet. It's going to be hard to hold on to the ball. It's going to become a mud battle here soon.
Joe Bach, defensive end, poked it out for Blue Springs. Third down and 5. Temple caught the backfield, going down for a loss. Curtis Cooper coming up with a corner blitz, number 15. Diagnosed that play.
A great play. They actually read the play. They sent a corner blitz from there, and he ends up meeting the back in the backfield.
Well, the second punt coming up for Rockhurst as we send it down to Marcus.
You got me? Hey, man. Why did he give me this little bit of umbrella, man?
Hey, it's better than nothing, buddy.
It's a monsoon's about to come down, and he gave me this little thing. What is this?
I'm not giving you my nice golf umbrella. What do you expect? Wearing a Yankees cap anyway. Timeout on the field. 14-0. Blue Springs on top. Back to Rockhurst after this. here at Rockhurst as the rains have started to fall. The second quarter is underway, and we've got a turnover as Blue Springs has coughed it up. And the Wildcats will give it to Rockhurst in great field position.
Actually,
pardon me, Rockhurst has turned it over, and they'll give it to Blue Springs in great field position as they'll have it at the 25-yard line. As while we were away, the snap got away, and the Wildcats able to track it down, and they will have great field position, already leading 14-0 early stages here the second quarter. Now the players are coming off the field here. Well, the players will leave the field here as there is lightning in the area. That is the major concern here for the fans and players' safety. And so Kelly Donahoe talking with the referee, getting the word. Rockhurst heading to their field house. We've got a lightning delay as Tony Severino and Coach Donahoe talk it over with the referee here.
Can go up towards the school. Blue Springs fans can go to
well, it's
parking garage across the street.
we can only suspend it. We can only suspend it for a little while. They have to whether they're going to call it or not. But you know, if he says it's that close,
We can postpone it for a while, right?
yeah, we can. No, we're going to hold it. No. See, but there it is. So,
I mean, even though we stopped playing at the beginning of the game.
no. We're just going to hold. No. Hey, Tony.
Well, the fans and players alike making a fast exit out of here as thunderstorms on the way to the 93rd and State Line area. So the fans
It was
sent in here. And
all right. What was that? First down? Did you guys?
First down.
Yeah.
Clip on the 20.
Clip on, going in.
Yeah, going in.
11:54
11:54
in the
left
second quarter. Okay. Going.
First and 10
It's
going-
on
going in.
Rockhurst 20, Blue Springs ball going in. All right. First and 10.
Yes, sir.
All right. We're just going to have to see what happens over here.
We want to go. We want to go sit in the production truck and watch the Weather Channel.
and the weather forecast calling for very strong winds
Go in there.
associated with very strong thunderstorms, so lightning involved. So for everybody's safety, players and fans alike, they're removing the fans and players from the playing field at the 11:54 mark to go in the second quarter. Thus far, Blue Springs leading 14-0 and had it first and 10 at the 20 of Rockhurst after a Rockhurst turnover. So right now the Wildcats don't want to leave the field as they're on fire, but we're going to have to due to weather concerns. And now we'll send it back to our Metro Sports studios and Chad Harberts. Welcome back to Dasta Memorial Stadium on the campus of Rockhurst High School in Kansas City. Tonight, Metro Sports presenting coverage of the Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week and the continuation of number 4 Blue Springs taking on number 1 Rockhurst. Game was suspended Friday night due to inclement weather. We are back and playing, and it is 4th down and short. Blue Springs has the football at the 18-yard line of Rockhurst. 4th down, big play here. On the roll, Whitworth firing, and it is incomplete. Rockhurst gets the ball on downs, and Will Shields just what the doctor ordered for Rockhurst.
Well, if you look at it, they came back out and they're trying to get into the groove, the feel of it, and you can tell a difference in this Rockhurst team than the one that was here on Friday night. They've pumped up, they're ready to go. They've had a couple of days off to sit back and relax after the rainstorms, and they've come out strong and made a great play on the edge here. You know, they sort of come back, they gave about 7 yards, and then on the 4th down, come up with a big play to turn it around. Now they have to get that offense moving.
Big play defensively by Noah Strozier, the cornerback, covering Matt Jones for Blue Springs. So Rockhurst gets it, 1st and 10, as they have the ball at the 18-yard line. Tony Temple and Marlon Butler in the backfield. This will be Temple off the right side, tripped up, and will pick up maybe a yard on the play. Tony Severino, head coach of Rockhurst in his 19th year, all-time winningest coach in school history, and was the USA Today National High School Coach of the Year for 2000. And have conversation with the head coach of Rockhurst coming up as part of our halftime festivities. Second down and 9 now for the Hawklets, who have struggled thus far in this ball game. They've had an interception, a punt, and a punt that was dropped and snapped back to the punter. So this team is spinning their wheels offensively, down 14-0, and now the troubles continue as Cummings calls timeout. Will, let me ask you about what you're expecting here. What's the 72-hour layoff going to be like for both these teams?
Well, I think in that 72 hours, they both have sat down and researched and looked over the film and tried to critique and change some of the things that they did when they first started on Friday night. They came in with a game plan, came and saw what the other team were going to do, and then they sort of switched around. Hopefully they can have the guys to sort of take it up and actually do better tonight than they did on Friday night.
And we talked with the Blue Springs coach, Kelly Donahoe, before the game about his expectations tonight.
Keep the intensity we had Friday night and just execute on defense like we've been doing. Our kids have been very gap sound, and we've been very attacking on Tony Temple. And we have to do that. We can't let him bust a big one. We can't turn the ball over. If we can keep turnovers away and continually run to the football like all 11 kids have been doing on defense, we've got a real good chance.
Concerns after 72 hours?
Yeah, our concerns are just getting our kids back in that same excited, confident frame of mind they left with. You know, it was a horrible way to end. We felt like we were ready to just take them down, and then it gets called. We have to do a good job of coaches of just bringing them back, and we've tried very hard this weekend to get them in the right frame of mind, but we'll see what happens.
And Bruce Ringwood with a sack for Blue Springs, a linebacker, as he brought down the quarterback Chris Cummings for a loss of 3. It's going to set up 3rd down and 12.
What happened here on this play is actually the outside corner comes and stings off the edge. You see 15 coming to your screen right there? Forces him to actually pull the ball back down, and then they get the pressure from inside out. They ran a little motion across the field. Instead of them rock and rolling, which they call bringing one safety up, taking the other one back, they just brought the corner in, brought him in tight, and he put pressure on the quarterback.
Bruce Ringwood, according to Kelly Donahoe, a tough, hard-nosed kid. Hummel in motion, 3rd down and long, and Ringwood with another sack. All the way back down to the 6-yard line. Bruce Ringwood unleashed.
Out of all of the plays tonight, the first 3 plays against Rockhurst, they have blitzed both backers on every down. They're playing the run first, and they're saying, hey, you're going to have to beat us. You're going to do it with quick passes, and you got to do it right away because they're not going to let Tony Temple get going. See right here, just the pressure straight up the middle. They brought one more than they had to block.
Give that center.
Kelly Donahoe's defense continues sharp as punting time now for Jeff Snodgrass. About 8 yards deep in his own end zone. Curtis Cooper to return for Blue Springs. Going to let this one hit. Trying to field it and then tips it out of play at the 46-yard line. Good field position for the Wildcats, leading 14-0. 7:21 to go in the second.
Good punt by Snodgrass. That's what he did. Was really good. He put a position on the ball to where the guy was going to, the returner had to get all the way across the other side of the field. Gave his guys time to get down and cover it. Trying to change the balance of the field right now.
There you see the quarterback's numbers for Blue Springs. The senior Justin Whitworth. 1 touchdown, a 55-yard touchdown pass to Josh Barge on a wide receiver screen. 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Tuggle the lone setback. This will be Andrew Tuggle cutting it back. Some running room, and takes it for a gain of about 7 on 1st down before Kevin Kane wrapped him up.
Tuggle had a great job of showing patience there. You know, most running backs, they get the ball, they run fast, they run hard. What he did is he took his time and let his guard and his tackle lead across the field and open the hole for him and then cut back underneath. And that's where they were using it on Friday night. They were using their speed against Rockhurst.
67 yards thus far for junior Andrew Tuggle. Fullback Vaughn in motion, toss it near side. Tuggle trying to turn the corner, and does. And Tuggle very close to the 1st down stake.
They're showing a variance of plays from the same look. The first play was inside power. This one's a stretch. It's just a pitch play to the outside. See how he's just fighting his way to the outside edge. He's a tough runner.
1st down it is for Blue Springs. Noah Strozier with the last stop. As Blue Blue Springs continues to dominate in the first down category. Back to pass on first down, gunning the middle, and he's got it. No, he drops it. Matt Jones had it in his mitts and lost it. Rich Whitney back in coverage for the Hawklets.
Good play calling right there. It was a hair away from a touchdown. Right here, he just sort of rolls out, reverse pivots out of the backfield, fakes the pitch they've been running, has the guy wide open, puts good air under the ball. Right here, he has it in his hands and gets it knocked out at the last second. Good job of the safety coming over late and knocking the ball out of his hands. If not, that was 6 points.
Rich Whitney saving the day. Second down and 10 now from the 33 in Rockhurst territory. Hawklets trailing by 2 touchdowns. Vaughn in motion, quick pass to Barge, gets the block from Vaughn, but McCaffrey and Colin Charbonneau double team into the turf.
Good job by the defense recognizing the play, getting the pursuit out there before he got a chance to get going up the field. You saw as soon as they saw the motion, you saw guys shifting in motion and moving toward that location. As soon as he threw the ball, they had good pursuit from inside out. No gain on the play. Third down and long now. Blue Springs effective on third downs thus far, 3 of 4. And that's the part of the key statistic is to have good third down conversions. The more third down conversions you have, the better, the more opportunities you have to move the ball, to move the chains. Third down and 10. Whitworth, the short drop, the pump. Scrambling now, James Griffin in hot pursuit, firing wide of the mark, looking for Barge near the sidelines, and it's incomplete. Well, we've got a flag on the play, so I would assume it's in the area around where they usually call holding. You know, that's where the guys either cut down or grabs him at the last second, trying to buy that quarterback some extra time. Pete Mattergrill is the referee, and it is holding, as Will Shields mentioned. We're going to see if we can take a look and see who's getting away with that little bit of holding there. Yeah, actually sort of a drag down. He had a little help from the right guard, but then he just sort of fell down to his leg and grabbed the hold just a little bit. You know, that never happens in the NFL. Never, no way. So it's 4th down and 10 now for Kelly Donahoe and the Wildcats. They went for it earlier in the quarter. And we're stopped by Rockhurst. Now they're setting up for a pooch punt here. Josh Barge will punt it away. First team all-conference punter last year, and more flags.
A dead ball. False start.
Which actually works in their advantage because it moves them back a little bit. It gives them a more angle to work at to try to get the corner coffin kick, as they call it. Try to pin them back into the area, make them work with the long field. 5-yard penalty, and Barge will have a little more room to operate. D-back Noah Strozier and Adam Pummel to return this punt for Rockhurst. Will let this one go from the midfield stripe. Pummel will let it go, and it bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Nice kick, actually. You know, he didn't get a good hang time like he'd like to get his cover team down there so he could get on it, but still starts them back on the 20. New quarterback in for Rockhurst. That is Johnny Sweeney. And Rockhurst's been tough at home, Will. 13 straight here at Daston, the last time they lost in the 98 state semifinals against their arch rival, the Jeff City Jays, 28-21. Well, that's a strong streak to have, especially in high school football. New quarterback Johnny Sweeney, the senior. Cross sweep to the short side of the field. Nice cutback by Tony Temple. And he's up near the 30-yard line, close to a first down. Yes, he did. Nice, tough running, and he earned every yard that he received on that. Got a little opening, a little space there, and actually juggled the ball a little bit as he was falling down. As we're watching here, he's cutting through. Good cutback. He dips his head. He's holding tight, but right there, the one in the back in front jogs it loose just a little bit. Second down and 1 yard to go. Split backs now. Cross sweep. This is Nick Johnson. And I don't know, Will. Looks like he might have been cut down shy. Well,
first down.
That all depends on the spot. I mean, you know, that's one thing. You just hope that they give you the spot where he fell over the line.
They say it is first down. Rockhurst. Nick Johnson, one of the sleeper backs that Tony Severino says he has. He compares him to like a Brandon Shelby type back. He'd like to get him 10 or 12 touches of the ball. But he says this guy has loads of talent and will be playing for most teams in the Kansas City area. But he's got Tony Temple back there with him, so they got to share the totes back there. On first down, quick out pass. Adam Pummel with the catch and taken down immediately at the 36-yard line by Josh Barge. A gain of 5 on the play.
Nice, strong arm by the quarterback. About a 3-step drop. Just a quick out route. Gets a chance to spread the ball out there. 3 steps and puts nice power on it. And good job by the cornerback to actually break on the ball as soon as he gets the catch. He gets a hit. Maximize the space that's used.
Second down and 5 now. Sweeney the pump. Now looking deep. And, just off the fingertips of the intended receiver. That was Brandon Hill for Rockhurst.
Just a little long, but it's a good job of they're changing it up. They're not always going to smash mouth. They've shown a little flexibility here. Little pump flake and just a hair too long.
Johnny Sweeney, the gritty, gutty quarterback, throws the ball pretty well as far as medium distances. He's a good decision maker, and Coach Severino wishes he was a junior because he and Cummings are splitting time. Third down and 5. Now looks like a busted play. Sweeney going to keep it. And he's near a first down as he goes out of bounds just past the 40-yard line, maybe just a little bit shy.
Yeah, just a little short, but he did a good job of making something out of a busted play. Looked like he went one way, the running back went the other. Good job of just turning the ball up and getting positive yards.
It's a yard short. It is 4th and 1 now for Rockhurst. Hawkwitz with only 1 first down, and we're approaching halftime here. Punting time for Jeff Snodgrass. This one away from the returner, Curtis Cooper, takes a sideway bounce. And he goes out of bounds near the 34-yard line. That's where Blue Springs will have it. And Justin Whitworth and the Wildcats back out.
He's doing a good job of getting the ball away from the returner so that he doesn't get a chance to get any positive yards, so that he has time. You know, they're buying that time, and they're slowly chipping away at the field position. They're slowly pushing them back further and further, you know, so that they can get a short field to work with and get Tony Temple the ball.
First and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 33-yard line. Jones, Blease, and Barge, the receiving corps. Now a fumbled exchange from the center, and Whitworth has to cover it up. And Will, I think you saw a little of that yesterday with your own ball club.
Just a little. Just a little. It happens, you know. Just like you say, it happens in all kinds of football where they have that crucial exchange that goes. And we're taking a close look. It's a good job of getting down on him, though, so that they can keep the ball. That would be a big field position change.
Second down at 10 now. Lone setback is Andrew Tuggle. Barge in motion. Rolling near side is Whitworth. Now gunning, looking for Jones. Intercepted by Noah Strozier for the Hawklets. First and 10 for Rockhurst at their own 34. What an athletic play by number 6.
Great play by the corner. You watched him. He watched the quarterback. He saw when the guy turned back for the ball. Quarterback didn't have enough arm to get it there. Looks back over his other shoulder, makes an athletic move to grab the ball and snatch it out of the air. This is what they tell the cornerbacks to do, to snatch it at the highest point right there so that the receiver doesn't have a chance. Just a quick rollout pass here. Hard to throw that ball deep on the run when somebody's going to hit you right at the same time. If he could have got a little air under the ball, had a little opportunity to get it down deep.
Well, he and Maurice Mack, and speaking of Noah Strozier, considered Division I cornerback prospects out of the Kansas City area as Temple goes for a short gain on first down. He's been fighting back spasms It's a basketball injury, but he's back in the lineup, and he's made 2 big defensive plays in that 4th down play on the first drive since we returned after the suspension, and now the interception.
Well, he's definitely shown that he's athletic and that he can actually get the job done out there at cornerback.
Well, the Hawkers won't forget about him. He was the guy that had the interception return to start the state championship game as the quarterback is sacked. Coming in, Robert Taylor, number 71, with a sack for Blue Springs. There is flags on the play.
Blue Springs' defensive line right now is controlling the game. They're controlling gaps, and they're actually getting penetration. They're getting up the field, and everything they do, they're giving them a hard time to trying to get anything done.
Face mask is the preliminary indication on Blue Springs here.
5 yard, face mask, it's 2nd down.
We're going to see if we can take a look at it here and see where it happened. Guy has a good grasp of it. He's taking him down. Oh, that's very difficult to see, especially since the flag came from behind the quarterback.
Like they were calling that on Curtis Cooper there, but that was marginal at best. 2nd down and 5 after the penalty. Pummel in motion. Cummings back to pass and going down. Bruce Ringwood one more time. His 3rd big play of the ball game.
They're not covering the middle dog. What we call a middle dog is the linebacker actually going straight up the middle, and he's blitzing. That's what we call a blitzing backer. Right here, you're going to watch. He walks up into the line, and they just have one more than the blocking unit has to take care of. They have the back sitting back there, but he's taking care of the outside guy. As you can see, Tony, there, he can't see the guy on the inside. He's hoping the quarterback will roll and give him an angle where he can actually make that block.
Loss of 11 now. 3rd down and 16. Rockhurst still spinning their wheels on offense here. And now Cummings another timeout. That'll be their final timeout here of the first half as we're under a minute to go in your 2nd quarter. Tony Severino's team having trouble getting their offense going tonight.
Well, they got a Blue Springs defense that's playing quality gap control football. They're not giving them a chance to actually open up holes and seams for Tony Temple, and they're not giving the quarterback enough time to actually get the ball out to the edges. They're doing a good job on the defensive side right now.
3 sacks thus far this quarter for Bruce Ringwood, the linebacker for the Wildcats. Coming up at the half, or Hy-Vee at the half. We'll run down your first half numbers and highlights, and we'll go one-on-one with the winningest coach in Rockhurst football history, Coach Tony Severino. 3rd down and 16 now. Ball back to the 29. Rockhurst zone here. Charbonneau coming in motion. They give it to Charbonneau on the wing back around. Breaks 1 tackle and gets up near the 38-yard line, and a pickup of 9 on the play, but he'll be well shy of the first down as the clock continues to wind down here in the 2nd quarter.
Good run. Actually, it was a good change-up. It gave him a chance to get the ball around the edge and to get a little space and get some of the yards back and to keep the clock running right now. I mean, right now they were trying to keep the clock running so they get to halftime, regroup a little bit, and then get a chance to come out before halftime. Right here, you see him right here. Good job of hustling down here. Just couldn't pull him down long enough, but he did give enough time for the rest of the guys to get there and sort of recoup to make the play on the edge.
Ian Pennington couldn't wrestle him down, but Jeff Troy and Troy Pike finished off a wing back around. There's Colin Charbonneau as Whitworth and Donahoe, 2 quarterbacks. Of course, Kelly Donahoe, you may remember, played for the University of Kansas, quarterback in the late 80s there. Honorable mention All Big 8. And 2 guys really comparing notes there. Whitworth was an interesting case with this team because came to this team and really kind of struggled in his initial start in 7-on-7, but he went to a quarterback and wide receivers camp out in California and basically realized, hey, I'm as good as anybody here. And he came back with new confidence, and Kelly Donahoe said he's really been a different quarterback since that camp. As Snodgrass to punt it away on 4th down. Cooper to field this one. Takes it at the 26. Curtis Cooper got the 4.5 speed, but they cut him off at the pass, and he's drilled at the 33.
They had good coverage on that. They had a straight line coverage. Everybody was sort of following one another. But what it was, they had too many people down there before they had a chance to let him set it up. Some of that came from when they went to block the kick at the beginning. They didn't get a chance to hold him up long enough to give him that space, that separation that he needed to bring the ball back to get quality field position. But watch right here. See, they're getting good penetration, but when they knock half of them down, the other half goes free. Right there, you see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the picture already before he gets a chance. The other two are coming from the backside. The other guy keeps good contained to keep him solid in the middle.
Kevin Sears with the special team stop as Blue Springs will take a knee here, and that'll take us to halftime. About 4 days later, we played 2 quarters here, and number 4, Blue Springs on the road at Rockhurst, leading 14-0. And coming up, our Hy-Vee halftime report is next. You're watching Metro Sports. Back at Dasta Memorial Stadium on the campus of Rockhurst High School. We're at halftime, and a continuation of Rockhurst hosting Blue Springs, and thus far all Blue Springs. 2 touchdowns in the first quarter since we've continued after the weather suspension. Both offenses kind of tied here. The defense has really made their mark in this one thus far.
Well, if you notice, you can tell that Rockhurst has made some changes over the last couple of days to the point to where they're actually doing a lot better with the misdirection, that kind of thing. They're playing more disciplined, sound football. On the other side, Blue Springs in the offense, they're playing a little more conservative. You know, they're doing a little, mixing it up a little bit, but they're not getting the positive yards that they need to actually keep the chains moving. On the Rockhurst side, they're trying to do more passing. If you notice, they went to more of a passing attack, which is helping a little bit, but also the pressure from the Blue Springs defense is making a difference.
Coming up on our Hy-Vee Game of the Week halftime report, we go one-on-one with the head coach of Rockhurst, Tony Severino, next after this timeout. Back at halftime here at Dasta Memorial on the campus of Rockhurst High School. Blue Springs putting on the upset over Rockhurst 14-0. And we had a chance to talk with the head coach of the Hawklets, Tony Severino.
Well, you know what? It's different every year. You know, you always have a different group of kids, different teams that you play every year. You know, I always tell the kids this, you know, that I want to keep coaching as long as I keep getting goosebumps on Friday, and that I don't forget what it was like to be a player. I think that's the worst thing a coach can do is forget what it was like to be a player. When you do that, then it's time to get out. And I still get goosebumps on Friday night, and I haven't forgot what it's like to play. You know, I did not the way it's gone. You know, I was 6 years at West and 6 years at Northwest. And then when I started at Rockhurst, I thought, well, probably 6 years at Rockhurst. And, you know, you're always looking for that new challenge. And then the stability factor, the chance of seeing my kids through high school. And, you know, once you're in a situation where you're working with good people every day, working in a great situation, until something better comes along, I don't have any thoughts of even moving on. Well, you approach it really the same way as you do when you're trying to reach the pinnacle. You know, you've got to approach each game one step at a time. The one thing you try to do is build on that state title. You try to build on all the things that went right for you the year before, and maybe change some of the things that didn't go so right. I think the kids who've been a part of it, it's a little bit easier for them to understand what you're talking about once you've been there. You know, if I'm the only person that's been there and I can relate stories about what it's like, they really still don't understand till they get there. This group has been to the state finals the last 2 years, and so I think they understand a little bit better that you don't have to win every game to get there. You just got to be in the right situation at the right time the last 7 weeks of the season. Well, it's always big. You know, we seem to play a big game week in and week out. Blue Springs has been on our schedule now since 1986 straight, and they were on our schedule a little bit before that. There was a little lapse in there. And as their program took off in the early 90s to a statewide prominence, it's become a big game year in and year out. We always look at it like, obviously you want to win them all, but you need to win the right ones. And, if things, we've got a long road to go, but we want to make sure that we're ready to play them 7-8 weeks down the road if that be necessary. So this is just kind of a matchup game just to kind of test each other out, I think. Well, no, and they've all been great games. It goes in cycles. We kind of go in those kind of cycles with Jeff City. Some of our opponents that are on our schedule, it'll be maybe we'll win 3 or 4 years in a row. They'll win 3 or 4 years in a row. But the bottom line is they're always good games. No matter who wins the games, they're always meaningful games. They're always for something, be it the #1 ranking in the city, be it to move on in the playoffs, be it for a district title a couple years when we were in the districts together. So there always seems to be some form of meaning to it. Well, we think it's supposed to start at the end of this football season. We'd like to think it's going to be the state-of-the-art facility in the city. It's not going to be a huge stadium. I really don't want a big stadium. The beauty of playing at our stadium is it's still a throwback to 20 years ago. The stadium's full every week. People are standing. It's just a throwback. So we want to build it where it's got everything that you need in it from a modern facility standpoint, but yet quaint enough. We'd like to think we're going to seat about 5,500 to 6,000 people. But I think the key factor is going to be the turf. We're going to put down either the AstroPlay or some form of the synthetic grass surface, the new track. And so I think when you drive down State Line, it'll be a little better looking facility than what we got now.
The head coach of Rockhurst, the all-time winningest coach in school history, and 5 state titles, 4 here at Rockhurst, 1 at Shawnee Mission Northwest. Coming back with our High B first half numbers after this timeout on the Game of the Week. Back at halftime, it's 14-0 Blue Springs on top of Rockhurst as we check our first half High B numbers here, Will.
Well, it's a little different than what we're used to seeing here. We see right here they have 3 sacks. And also over here we have, the yard difference here, 79 to 68. And the difference between the games so far has been first downs, 7-1. It's been a one-sided game, and yet Rockhurst is still in it. It's only 14 points different and a whole half of football left to play.
More of our High B halftime is coming up next here on Metro Sports. Andrew Tuggle, a 2-yard touchdown run, and Josh Barge, a 55-yard touchdown catch. 14-0 Blue Springs on top as we take a look at our halftime highlights.
Which we look at these halftime highlights is mostly defense. We had 3 sacks in the second quarter, and they came back-to-back, actually within consecutive series. Straight up the middle. They seemed they couldn't stop him as he kept blitzing backwards and forwards. Now we look at the other side here. We had a great pass play that was broken up by safety play. Good job of breaking on the ball. And then we had 2 plays, one on the sideline here, the first series that broke up a crucial 4th down. And then we had another play as they were driving down the field in a great athletic play down here as a cornerback breaks on the ball and grabs it out of the highest point.
Noah Strozier with some big-time corner play. 14-0 Blue Springs. Our second half is coming up next on our High B High School Game of the Week. Blue Springs on top at halftime, and as far as the running back showdown, the 2 T's going at it tonight, Tuggle and Temple. The Blue Springs back, Tuggle, has had the upper hand thus far.
Yes, he has. Right now, he's looking at 12 rushes, 73 yards, 6.1 with the TD. And on the other side, Tony Temple's having a hard time getting it started. I mean, they're getting a lot of pressure on him. They're not letting him get loose. 8 rushes, 6 yards, 0.8 average. But I think they're looking for the second half surgence of Mr. Temple to get him some space and get him into this game.
All he needs is a little seam, and he's gone with that 4.34 40 speed. As the Hawklets looking to rally here, as the captain's coming out. Getting ready to go for the second half, and you've seen Tony Temple in action as a freshman. Now he's 15 years old as a sophomore. There's a big write-up in the football preview saying he's a Division I player. And, you know, Will, you play Division I football. It ain't easy to be a Division I player. Does this kid have a chance?
Well, I think so. I mean, if everybody will leave him alone and let him get his time to mature, let the kid go. Let him grow, let him get bigger, let him get stronger. Then we'll see, you know, when it's his time to go. Right now, it's early to tell. You know, you think about it, you know, still put on some size and some strength and different things. You know, the guy is strong, but we'll see how it goes as he gets more mature in the next couple of years.
And he's gained 20 pounds. They say he's a step faster. He's increased his bench from 165 to 270. So he's getting stronger. They say they want him to learn to catch the ball out of the backfield this year. And hopefully during his junior year, they're going to play him some at safety. They say he's a real hitter in the secondary. So they're kind of bringing him along. But heck, he doesn't get his driver's license until November.
Exactly. I mean, you know, let him get some seasoning. You know, he's got some other quality backs back there. If you got a sleeper, let him come up a little bit, wake him up a little bit. You know, and then, you know, have the terrible twos that can work together. You know, that'll make a little difference also.
And of course, everybody keen as far as their defensive schemes to stop number 20 for Rockhurst. But if he gets a seam or he gets a kick return, I mean, keep in mind against Blue Springs last year, he had 3 big touchdowns against Blue Springs in the regular season matchup. So, ball game far from over. Still 2 quarters left. Rockhurst going to try to rally. Keep in mind they were down 10 in the state quarterfinals to Blue Springs in the 4th quarter and went back and beat them 20-16. They got a big defensive interception return for a touchdown by Kevin Kane as Jeff Snodgrass has it teed up. Matt Webb is deep for the Wildcats at the goal line. High spinning kick here. Webb from the goal line, and it'll be actually inside the goal line. It'll be a touchback. 1st and 10 from the 20 for Blue Springs. What do you expect in the second half from them?
Well, I think for Blue Springs, they got to open it up again just like they did in the 1st quarter. You know, they have to keep them spread out, keep the ball, keep mingling, you know, keep moving it around as well as they can. And keep that Tony Temple on the sideline. I think that's the key. You know, keep their offense on the sideline, keep the chains moving.
Justin Whitworth, the quarterback, has a touchdown pass of 55 yards to Josh Barge. Now the I formation. And Tuggle into a crowd, maybe a half yard. Matt Weglars clogging things up for the Rockhurst Hawklets.
Trying to use a little quick count here, and actually Rockhurst is ready for him. A little quick cadence here, and actually had good pursuit from the backside. From DJ Murphy, actually made a great play from the backside end position.
Draw play. This is Tuggle trying to get outside, and he stopped for a loss. Kevin Sears coming up for Rockhurst.
Well, this is a little different than what they've been doing before. They've been running misdirection. They've been moving them sideways. They really haven't had too much penetration on them as far as when they go to pass the ball. And that's one thing you need to play upon when you're going to run draws and screens and things of that nature.
Loss of 2 on the play. Kevin Sears, according to Tony Severino, is a big-time linebacker. Saw him make a nice special team stop earlier. He's only a junior. So 3rd down and 11 now for the Wildcats. Rolling near side Whitworth. Firing. Barge with the leaping catch for a 1st down at the 36-yard line as the play goes for 18.
Excellent play there. He made a guy miss out there in space by himself and then made a great throw, but was even better is that the receiver made an awesome catch there on the tightrope on the sideline. Here he goes, he makes the guy miss, buys a little time. Way to go up and get it and bring it down.
Injured Hawklet on the field is Kevin Sears, and looking at the highlight there, it looks like he slipped on the grass and may have hurt his knee or his groin area as he's coming off with the trainer.
Yeah, well, it's good to see him up and at least walking off the field, you know, without anybody holding him up. That's a good sign. So it's something that, you know, hopefully we can let him stretch it out and, you know, get back into the game. You got to realize it's cooled off quite a bit here within the last 2 weeks. That makes a difference in your muscles as far as they're used to the heat and warm and being fatigued to it holding a lot of water and being able to get stretched in different ways.
On 1st and 10, little swing pass to Tuggle. And he's cut down. Nice open field stop by Jeff Angold for Rockhurst.
Great open field stop right there. Actually, they just ran a little swing pass, which they call that because the tailback just swings out. They got 2 receivers out there as lead blockers. And he does a great job of defeating the blocker, getting up the field, going low, and grabbing the legs and making a play.
No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Last year, Angold had 48 tackles and a sack. A 5'10" senior. 2 receivers near side. Now the fullback Vaughn in motion. Inside handoff on the wing back around Barge, cut down by the safety man Rich Whitney, who was not fooled. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play. It's going to be 3rd down and long.
A big time play there is to stay at home with all the misdirection. See, they're going to pull the backside guard and tackle to lead him all the way through the hole. Just a flip inside. 2 guys still waiting for him on the other end.
3rd down and long now for the Wildcats. Blease and Barge split to the near side. The far side is Matt Jones. Vaughn in motion. Short drop. Whitworth with time. Now firing the middle, and it's broken up. And now a flag coming in. It was intended for Josh Barge. Colin Charbonneau crawling on the back of the receiver is going to probably get called for the flag there. Pass interference, Will?
Well, what they're getting there is actually they gave him plenty of time to sit back there and to read the defense and read coverage. He goes to throw it and put it in there for the wide receiver coming in on the crossing route. The defender, if you're going to watch him when he comes into the screen, actually pushes through the guy as he's going for the ball. It was a good break. It could have been called close, but right there, see the left arm? The left arm is a hook.
Kelly Donahoe making the motion, throw the flag. And they do, so it'll be a automatic 1st down. So you talk about 3rd down conversions, Will. Thus far, Blue Springs 2 for 2 here in the 2nd half.
Well, and what they've done so far is they've changed the field position again. They've got it out of the deep territory where they had them pinned there for a little bit, moved it to midfield. So even if they do have to punt here, they can get them back down on the 20 or 25. 4 downs to work with.
From the 49 of Rockhurst, 1st and 10. Vaughn in motion. This will be Tuggle trying to turn the corner. And Tuggle to the 45. And a pickup of about 4 or 5 on the play there.
Good patience on the play. He uses his blockers very well. And we're going to take a look at the linebackers. Well, you know when they first start, you see how he plays inside out there, and now they're just mirroring him on the other side. Where when the game first started on Friday, they were flying out of there trying to make him go back inside. Now they're staying a little more disciplined inside out and mirroring him where before they would overfly the play where he could cut underneath and get big yards.
2nd down and 6 now for the Wildcats. Toss it to the short side. Tuggle cuts it back and drags a tackler, Johnny Sweeney, up near the 42-yard line. Be a couple yards shy of the 1st down.
Just a little pitch play off to the left side here. Well executed. Actually, he had one guy he could have made miss, and then he could have actually got the 1st down. Good open field tackle.
Going to be 3rd down and 2 here, Will.
So you're asking me pounded or play action?
Well, you'll have some time to talk about it. As timeout taken by Blue Springs. What's your strategy here if you're Kelly Donahoe?
Well, you're over the, let's say, 45. You still have nothing to lose. You're up by 14. Why not play action? Play action and go for it. See if you can not only get 2 yards, maybe you can get it inside of the 30.
Pair of old-time rivals squaring off this Friday in our Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week. Lee Summit and Grandview. Grandview ranked number 5, one of the top defenses in the Suburban Conference. Got a player headed to Oklahoma in Wayne Chambers, who's a top defensive end and also a tight end. Lee Summit, they got an explosive running back in Marvin Hamilton. That'll be this Friday, our Hy-Vee High School Game of the Week, live from Lee Summit High School here on Metro Sports. Of course, we'll have the high school roundup. Chad Harberts, Brad Porter running down all the Friday night and fall sports, football and softball, volleyball, you name it. They cover it on the high school roundup. So it's 3rd down and 2 after a Blue Springs timeout. Out of the I formation now. Short drop, firing. Jordan Blease can't catch it. It's incomplete. Strozier with the coverage, but that hit him right in the hands.
Yeah, that was one of those things that, you hate when it happens, but it does. He tries to throw the ball out there, a little too much steam on it. It's a good out route. And one thing you try to tell the wide receivers, you try to make sure that he's over the first down marker, regardless if he's going to catch it or not. He had the space, had the cushion, just couldn't pull the ball in.
And the punting unit coming out now for Blue Springs, as Josh Barge will punt it away. Directionally punting here. Strozier comes up, takes it, runs it out near the 24-yard line. A 3-yard return, and that's where the Hawklets will have it. And Chris Cummings will be the quarterback to start things for Tony Severino and the Hawklets. Good special teams coverage here.
Very dangerous play right here where he caught it really close. Good job of actually getting the ball and taking on the hit and actually getting down with it.
29-yard punt by Josh Barge. Rockhurst down by 2 scores here, 2 touchdowns. Now they fumble the football. It's loose. The quarterback, Chris Cummings, try to cover that football up. Billy Byers is there. Cummings able to maintain possession for the Hawklets.
Yeah, a couple of little miscues can actually get you into a lot of trouble, especially being deep in your own territory. Just sort of lost the ball, like the ball is getting a little slicker and slicker as it's getting a little cooler here in the afternoon. Should say evening.
Maybe a little dew on the ball there from the grass.
It could be a little bit of anything. You never can tell.
Butler and Temple in an eye. And again, looked like the ball may have come loose. Cummings had to track it back down, and losing yardage in bunches now as they're back near the 18-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and maybe a 14 or 15 range here.
Well, it looks like they were trying to start either the dive or an option because they had the backside guy to go so that he can pitch the ball. But it looks like the quarterback loses his handle on it as he's riding. Right there, he's reading the end, trying to determine on if he wants to give the ball to the fullback or pull it out and run the option to the end. And actually, Blue Springs did a good job of collapsing it all down on him, so he didn't have a chance.
3rd down and 15. The pump and the sack going down in the arms of Darius Weatherspoon, and the 4th sack since the game has continued here by Blue Springs. The linebackers all over the Rockhurst quarterback.
Well, Blue Springs has found a weakness. They found a weakness on the interior of that line where they're actually blitzing that backer on the inside, and Rockhurst's backs are going outside. They're looking out to the edge instead of looking from inside out and scanning close and tight inside. That's one thing that you have to take on the sideline and say, hey, where's he coming from? You need to scan from inside outside so that you can pick up either or.
Darius Weatherspoon, a transfer from Washington High School, which Donahoe says he just runs and hits. A Snodgrass to punt it away deep in his own territory. Curtis Cooper fields at the 48. And Cooper with the 6-yard return, dropped on the play.
Good coverage on the play. Very good coverage.
Marcus Perry.
But Blue Springs need to do something with this field position. If you look at it, they still have the ball right back where they actually gave it up from the last time. So they can get a chance to get a new fresh downs and to start from on Rockhurst's territory.
As we take a look at Justin Whitworth's numbers for the ball game. And keep in mind, Will, on that first drive, they took off 4.5 off the clock. So 4 minutes and 30 seconds reduced off the clock. They do that again here. We're almost to the fourth quarter. So sustaining drives, I'm sure one of the things Kelly Dono wants is shaking and baking in his tuggle and then pounding his way down near the 38-yard line. Pick up a 3 on first down. Second down and 7.
Good job of following his blockers, but he had a lot of pressure from the backside. Rockhurst is doing a good job of actually closing the gap on the backside so he doesn't have the big cutbacks that he had when they first started in the first quarter.
Jones, the receiver, to the far side. Barge is a wing to the near side. Now the fullback Vaughn goes in motion. They give it to Barge on the wing back around. He's trapped in the backfield, still on his feet, but going down. As great pursuit by the Hawklets. Finishing him off was Noah Strozier, number 6, and he's shaken up.
Well, they did a good job of faking the ball underneath. That's one of those you wish you had back and just say, give it to the fullback as he runs through. Because right here, they open the hole. He's wide open. They run it around the left side here, and everybody stays at home. Good play by Rockhurst defenders.
Kevin Kane strung the play out. Noah Strozier finished him off. And it's now going to be 3rd down and 13 after the big-time loss on the play. Loss of 7. Tuggle the lone setback here. Whitworth on the roll, under pressure, and sacked. Jeff Angold, and also coming in there, T.J. O'Connor for the Hawklets, and they really put a whooping on the quarterback that time.
Well, on both sides of the ball, it seems like they're bringing linebackers from everywhere. That right there was just a straight linebacker blitz from both edges. Quarterback that had no time to look down the field and took an awesome hit for it.
Here's the sound of pain, Will. T.J. O'Connor meet Justin Whitworth. Punting time for Josh Barge and the Wildcats on 4th and long. Adam Pummel fielding at the 21, makes a man miss. And good moves as he gets it up to the 26-yard line. A return of 5 yards after the Barge punt.
Well, it seems like this second half has come down to a defensive battle. They're just going back and forth. You know, it seems like anybody that gets the ball ends up moving back negatively at least 5 to 7 yards, punting. And, you know, sooner or later, somebody's going to break loose with a play.
Tony Temple could be that man. He's already only in his 2nd year. He had many big plays on his resume. Toss it out to the sophomore Temple. Cutting it up. And goes for 6 on first down. As he's taken down by Bruce Ringwood. He's a big play option, isn't he?
Yes, he is, and that was just student body right. Give it to your fastest guy, and everybody runs to your right and try to knock people down. And you see right here, he has a convoy there. He's right behind, puts his foot down, and says, I need to get positive yards. Gets up the field for 6 yards.
Second and short. Temple again with the toss sweep, and Temple maybe 1 on the play before he's gang tackled.
Well, it looks like Coach Severino's going back to the middle school playbook. You know, say I've got a fast guy, and we're just going to run him left, run him right, and see how many yards and see if you can stop him. Get him into a rhythm.
3rd down and 2 now for the Hawklets. Quiet night thus far for Tony Temple. Thus far in the second half, 20 yards, 15 for the ball game. Last week over 100 yards in week 1. Temple trying to get a first down here, in trouble and going down, and he looks to be shy of the first down. Curtis Cooper with the stop and flags on the play.
Well, what they did good is they strung the play out. They made him go sideways, and if you can keep him going sideways, it always makes it a little better for you on defense. Looks like it's in the area of holding. Well, we're going to take a look at it here. You see they got a little advantage here, but watch the end. Right there, as he gets outside, he's going to make him run sideways, and here comes the cornerback. to force a good play, actually. I mean, I think they even kept him short from the first down, even without the penalty. And one thing they tell you as a back, which he will get as he gets a little older and more mature, is that when it's 3rd and short and you're going to run some sort of pitch, make sure you plant your foot, get up the field, get the 2 to 3 yards you need for the first down, and everything else after that's gravy. You know, we'd like the big run, we like the flash, we like everything else, but get the 2 to 3 yards we need for the first down so we can move the chains.
It's now 3rd and 13 after the holding penalty on Rockhurst. Fumble in motion now. Movement by the tight end. Looks like James Griffin broke out of his stance early.
Well, it looks like when they did the motion that there was a lot of calls that happened. It wasn't just only on the offense. Defense started making calls, and that pulled the offensive lineman offsides. It's one of those, you know, rare things you have to sit down and listen, which is difficult to do because you're hearing voices come from everywhere, as well as concentrating on what your assignment is, as well as, you know, the quarterback back in cadence. You know, you get a little anxious in your stance down there for a while.
No question about that. Now 3rd down and 18, Will, after back-to-back penalties on the Hawklets. 2 receivers to the near side. Now Brandon Hill will go in motion. Cummings to throw. Witherspoon all over him, and he throws it away. Incomplete. And it's going to be 4th and 18 as those linebackers continue to put heat on the Rockhurst quarterbacks.
Well, right here they were trying to set up a screen, but the linebackers wouldn't give them time. Right here they're trying to set up a screen to the right side. You see the linebackers coming from everywhere. You see Tony trying to help him out so they could get the ball back out to him for the screen over here on the right side.
Well, Kelly Donahoe has nothing but high praise for his linebacking core as Jeff Snodgrass to punt it away. Waits at the 5-yard line. Curtis Cooper, solo safety. Fields this one at his own 48. Cooper ran into his own guy, and he'll be stopped at the 46-yard line. A return of 5 yards for Curtis Cooper after the Snodgrass punt. Just over a minute left in the 3rd quarter, and since we've resumed play after the weather suspension, no scoring. It's been all defense thus far, Will.
Well, they're sort of playing the inches battle. You know, they go backwards and backwards and backwards and punt. So it's we're waiting to see which team's going to settle in and actually get some positive yards. And, you know, right now, Rockhurst is 0 for 7 on 3rd down conversions. So that makes up for a big part of what's going on here as far as the defense.
1st and 10 from the 46 of Rockhurst for the Blue Springs Wildcats, leading 14-0. Whitworth going deep. Barge is open. Barge has it. Touchdown, Cats. 46 yards. And the All-State wide receiver has his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. And it's 20-0 Blue Springs.
Good patience on the play. Quarterback had nice touch. Wide receiver runs under it. But what was even better is that they set it from the beginning. Just a straight drop back pass. They cut down the guys inside to give him some time. He delivers a strike to a wide open receiver to the edge. Well executed play.
Well, last year Barge had 2 touchdown catches against the Hawklets in the regular season game as Danny Watkins drills home the extra point. It's 21-0. And a big night going for the senior Josh Barge. 5 receptions, 125 yards, and 2 long touchdown receptions, Will.
Exactly, and what you have to do now if you're Rockhurst, you have to think this way. We must put pressure on everybody on all downs. We must bring linebackers. We must bring a corner here and there just to keep the pressure on so they can't sit back there and actually throw the ball. If you notice when he has time, he's been throwing pretty good strikes tonight.
3rd touchdown of the season for Josh Barge, and the Wildcats faithful and the purple and gold up in arms right now. Tony Severino trying to think of a way to come back here. Tony Temple deep to take the kick of Josh Barge. This will be Charbonneau from the 12. Colin Charbonneau lowers his head and shoulders and takes it to the 32-yard line. Well, it's 21-0 here, waning moments of the third quarter, but you never count out the Rock. And Blue Springs knows that. Just look back to last year. It was 16-6 in the fourth quarter, and the Hawklets rallied to win with 14 straight points, including a big defensive interception return for a touchdown by Kevin Kane. So Chris Cummings and the Hawklets got a lot of work to do here, but they need to get going here. First and 10 from the 32. Temple coming in motion to the near side. Fired over the middle. The catch made by Snodgrass. Close to a first down as 5 Wildcats bring him down.
Good patience there on the rollout pass. Waits for the receiver to actually settle down into a spot where he can put the ball right on him. We're going to take a look at it. They come out with twins right, which is 2 wide receivers to the right side. Just a simple rollout to the right. He waits for him to settle down and drops the ball right in the space where he needed it for the first down. Good play. And what they're also doing is rolling the quarterback out. So even if you do blitz the backers, it gives them a better angle to get back and actually block and seal those guys off from the inside out.
Butler and Temple in the backfield. Now Temple once again going in motion. Was a first down play. Cummings with time. Now will tuck and run. And gets about 3 on the play. Curtis Cooper, the cornerback, drags him down from behind the Blue Springs.
Well, they're sort of using Tony as bait right now. They're sort of letting him roll out and let Tony sit on the side just in case they need him for an outlet for a flare pass. He decided to tuck it and run after he felt the pressure coming straight at him.
So they're using Temple as a decoy right now.
Well, to a certain extent, and if he could get more pressure on the quarterback, he'll drop it over to Temple and let him run it almost like a slip screen late. He's sort of the outlet valve.
Well, we've played 3 here at Dasta Memorial Stadium on the campus of Rockhurst, and we've got a stunner going here. Number 4, Blue Springs leading Rockhurst 21-0. Josh Barge with 2 TD catches. Back with the fourth quarter right after this. The Hawklet fans getting ready for the fourth quarter. They haven't given up hope. Their team down, though, 21-0 as we go to the final 12 minutes here at Memorial Stadium here at Rockhurst High School, 93rd and State Line. Gorgeous night for football after Friday night's game was suspended due to lightning and thunderstorms in the area. Second down and 7, first play of the fourth quarter. As they scrimmage, Rockhurst does from the 47 and their own. Backside pressure coming. Now they fire over the middle, and the receiver goes down. Adam Pummel, and he gets up with his hands in the air saying, "Where's the flag?" And it flies out of the referee's back pocket, and it looks like pass interference coming up here on Blue Springs.
Yeah, I think somebody gave him a little tough love there. I mean, knocked him over, bumped him as he was going across, and, kept him from actually getting to the ball. Quarterback had enough time to actually watch and read all 3 wide receivers as they broke out. What it was, they became like a bunch pattern, and they just broke out. He broke out underneath on a post route and actually just got caught up in the middle of the field.
Automatic first down after the pass interference penalty on the Blue Springs Wildcats. Thus far, Tuggle with a score. And Josh Barge with 2 touchdown catches. The scoring thus far for the Wildcats. As we're just underway in the fourth quarter, the numbers for Chris Cummings tonight, not much there. As you have to tip your hat to the Blue Springs defense tonight. They've been devastating. On first and 10, this is Temple trying to turn the corner, and not much there as he's escorted out by Curtis Cooper and other Wildcats.
Well, they're doing a good job of actually punching out the guys that are trying to block him. You'll see right here when Temple gets the ball, you see everybody punch and skate. See all the white jerseys? They're skating on him. They're going sideways, waiting for him to show so that they can pound on him and keep him lateral, keep him sideways so that he can't get up the field.
Pennington involved in the stop, number 14 there. Second down and 5 now. Temple going in motion. And now flags on the play as we go down to Marcus Spears, who's finally here.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
How you doing,
Monday
Mark?
Night Football high school style. Sorry I'm late, man. I'm coming from my show. Hey. Ooh, hey, Kevin, what did I tell you? Hey, baby.
Hey,
It's not over with yet, Marcus.
We have some other issues to talk with you later.
Hey, baby. Hey, they had 3 days. Hey, the Lord gave them 3 more days, man. They still can't do nothing. Hey, I got my nacho report coming next, so y'all stay tuned. Back to you guys.
I'm waiting with bated breath, radio star.
You mean you still have room for nachos?
Better save some of your money. You owe some money for a meal ticket here. Penalty was on Blue Springs. 5-yard walk-off for encroachment. So as they measure here to see if it's a first down, and it is a Rockhurst first down after the penalty. I want to thank the fine folks at Rental Service Corporation for their help with tonight's broadcast. You can call them toll-free, 1-800-RENT-RSC for all your rental needs. Look at the legs on that guy.
Reminded me of watching The Price is Right.
First and 10 for the Hawklets. They scrimmage at the 28-yard line of Blue Springs. And just a quarterback draw for Cummings, but he got some nice room there as he goes for about 5 on the play. What happened to your face?
Man, I don't know, man. These kids, they down 21-0, but they ain't lost their spirit, baby. Monday Night Football, high school style, Rockhurst, only in Kansas City, baby.
He's wearing his war paint.
The cowboy hats in Marcus. He really looks good in those, doesn't he?
Sort of, yeah.
I like that big yellow one, though.
The yellow with the shades.
Yeah. And there is a Wildcat down on the play. Next week, Rockhurst brings in a team from Washington, D.C. They've brought in the Matha High School. I think people know them for, being a great basketball powerhouse, but this was a team that was one of the powerhouse football teams in the D.C. area. They're coming in next week for a Saturday ball game, this Saturday at 1 p.m. As far as Blue Springs, their next ball game, they'll take on St. Joe Central. That ball game, a conference ball game, that'll be this Friday at St. Joe Central, a 7 p.m. start. That's the upcoming schedule. As far as our Hy-Vee High School game of the week, we're off to Lee Summit. Grandview and Lee Summit squaring off as now Darius Witherspoon is up off the field and walking off slowly. He's played a good ball game tonight and really staying off his left leg there, Will.
Yeah, it's not a good sign when you see somebody dragging it sort of behind him, but the good thing is that he is walking off on his own, and you're hoping it's just like a bad cramp or something like that, because you hate to see anybody get injured playing football or any other kind of sport there is.
Brad Davidson has checked in the lineup now for the injured Witherspoon. Second down and 6 here for the Hawklets from the 24. Toss it out to Temple, trying to get around the end. Tony Temple in space has the first down as he's drugged down from behind by Ringwood and Troy.
Yeah,
and it is first down yardage.
Real good run on that play. Actually, he had a little help there because he had a little Holton on the edge that got away. But good move actually dipping underneath and killing the guy with a contain. You see up here at the top of your screen, he's trying to go out here, he gets contained, he breaks it. Right there had a little rip of the jersey, but that happens sometimes. And then he makes a good run down the field for a 10-yard gain.
First and 10. Ball at the 14-yard line. Hawklets trying to get something here. Fire the near side. And the pass is caught. Jeff Snodgrad with the catch. Ripped out of play by Josh Barge. And the play will go for about 5. It'll be second down and 5.
Good play calling. Just sort of let him set back and get it out. Get a 5-yard gain. Have five yards to work with from that point. Good job of throwing the ball out there flat. He almost got a hit down, but didn't work. Good job of getting the ball out.
Second down and 5 from the 9 now. Butler and Temple in the backfield. Cross sweep, Tony Temple will shake and bake. Still on his feet. Tony Temple driving to the end zone. Touchdown, Rockhurst. What a run by the sophomore.
Well, if you know, it always goes in the fourth quarter, and Rockhurst has finally put a drive together. It took them a while, but now they put a drive together. Now they have a little confidence. It's only down by 2 touchdowns. If you've seen before, they've scored 3 touchdowns in the quarter easily.
This is just sheer determination here.
Went back to the old student body left and student body right.
Broke 3 tackles to get in. Tony Temple, his second touchdown of the year.
He went and said, forget all the fancy stuff. We need to go back to the basics so we can get the ball into the end zone.
Jeff Snodgrath, and he knocks through the extra point. 21-7, 10:46 to go in your final quarter as we take a look at Tony Temple just breaking tackles here. Curtis Cooper, Bach, and he gets in, breaking a 3rd tackle near the goal line.
That shows pure determination right there. Has 3 guys, 4, 5, and 6 as he drags his way into the end zone.
So Tony Temple, very quiet through the first half, but coming on here in the second half. And Rockhurst on the board, down 21-7.
And this is where the test becomes, is if their defense can come out and stop them, keep them from getting the drive together, get their offense back on the field, or put some points on the board with the turnover themselves.
You onside kick it here? Too early?
Too early. Put your defense on the field. You got, over 10 minutes in the game. Plenty of football to be played yet.
Jeff Troy, the deep man for the Wildcats here. They look like they're expecting an onside kick. And they'll kick it deep. It'll go into the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 from the 20 now for Blue Springs, who needs to move the football here.
Well, right now they're looking at they at least need to make 3 first downs to move the chains and actually get it out of their territory. Give them a long field to work with. If I was one of those guys, I'd say, hey, we got to go back and answer them. We have to go back and score a touchdown and put it back up by 21.
Blue Springs has lost 4 straight to Rockhurst. Trails in the series 14-11 here. But the Rockhurst faithful up on their feet, making some noise now as their team now on the board. 1st and 10. And now flags will stop this play as it looks like Josh Barge in the slot left too early.
Yeah, just a little quick feet there. I mean, one of those things that get excited, ready to go and try to make something happen.
Dead ball.
And that's one thing you don't want your team to do. They're going in the 4th quarter. They have a lead. They got to realize they're still in the lead. It's not getting in their mind like, oh, here we go again. It's the point that, hey, we've set the tone for the game. We have to finish as strong as we started.
1st and 15 now, back to the 15 for the Wildcats. Tuggle and Vaughn, a line and an I formation. Now Vaughn going in motion. Whitworth chase, fires, completes it to his fullback. And moving down the sidelines, gets out to the 25, and a nice 10-yard gain for Joey Vaughn.
Good job of getting the chunks back. Actually, they just ran a little rollout, a little fake, dropped the ball out to him and say, get as many as you can. Just a quick little flip pass right there. Sort of lull the backer to sleep by having him block first and then having him go flat, get the ball and say, get as many as you can to get out of bounds.
2nd down and 5 now for Whitworth and the Wildcats, trying to go to 2-0 on the season. Nice throwing night for him.
Let's see if they give him a little time. Actually, he'll make your team pay just a little bit.
Now a timeout taken by the Wildcats as Kelly Donahoe out to confer with his quarterback Justin Whitworth.
Well, I think Coach Donahoe knows that this is a crucial point in the ball game where they need to actually make this 5 yards. Either they got 2 downs to go for it, they have to get this 5 yards so that they can get a chance to actually put this game on ice.
Plenty of media out here watching this big ball game. Numbers 1 and 4 in our Super 25 Metro Sports poll.
As we get set for the next play. A little time to run over it.
After the timeout. Second and a long 4 here. Ball to 25, Blue Spring zone. This is Tuggle. And Tuggle powers his way across the 30 for a first down. Andrew Tuggle took Johnny Sweeney for a ride, it looked like there.
Wow, big time job of him dipping his body and just running over a guy. That's what you call dropping behind your pads. You get a guy that's in tight quarters. It's you and him in the phone booth. You have to knock him out of the other side.
Johnny Sweeney left the field as he was shaken up on the play. Kyle Tehan has replaced him in the secondary. First and 10 from the 31. Blue Spring zone here. Pass out to Tuggle. And Tuggle motors his way up to the 37-yard line. Flags on the play, however.
Well, it looks like in the normal area of holding, you know, and that's one thing that's difficult to have is when you're moving the ball, you're moving it laterally across the field. Is on the backside of a play, a guy will grab or you know hold somebody where it doesn't pertain to the front side of the play. Sometimes if you just can't get there, you have to let the guy run and hope that your back will make a miss, and there's not going to be that big of a part in
the offense. 10 yards.
And we go down to Marcus Spears now.
What's going on, fellas? Hey, I smell an upset over here. Do y'all guys smell an upset?
That's not a lot of enthusiasm, Marcus.
I don't know. Hey, you guys are on TV, man. They're the camera. Say something. Hey, if these guys win, I don't think they got to go to school tomorrow. Tonight is a school night, right?
Next to Marcus, nobody seems that enthusiastic, though. First down and long, and Whitworth dumping it off.
They didn't sound too enthused about that.
Looked like he was throwing that one away. Was that intentional grounding, Will?
To me, it was close. I mean, you know, I don't know the rules here in high school, but, you know, some of us in the NFL can get away with that.
Right.
Where others can't.
Right. It's going to be third down and 20 now after the, or make it second down and 20, pardon me, after the incompletion. Still 9:51 to go in your ball game. Rockhurst looking for a stop, trying to get that pigskin back. Option pitch out, Tuggle in trouble and going down. Kevin Kane there.
They did a great job of forcing the quarterback to pitch the ball early. They had too many guys on the side where they're running the option. He pitches the ball early. You see here he has 2 steps off and he pitches the ball. He has to take at least 2 more steps to force him to go to the edge so he can pitch it. And they missed, and one of the guys actually had to miss the seal block to keep that guy from being in the backfield.
Loss of 2. Tony Severino says Kevin Kane is a Sean Doyle type linebacker, and Sean Doyle currently starts for the Missouri Tigers and Gary Pinkel. Third and 22. Play action fake. Whitworth on the roll. Firing. Barge reaching out. Can't get it incomplete.
That was a nice effort there. He tried to force it into a small area, put the ball on the rope. Just couldn't get in there with enough space on the sideline.
So on 4th and 22, Barge will punt it away here. And Kelly Donahoe's team still leading by 14. 9:03 to go in your ball game.
Well, you can see right now, Rockhurst has settled down in this 4th quarter. They're making their run at it. They get a good punt return here. They're setting it up to try to get the ball back in close and good range so they can score again and then make it a 7-point game.
Barge to punt it away. Adam Pummel is deep back. This one sent away from him and goes out of bounds. No, it stays in the field of play. And it's touchdown at the 46-yard line. The Kansas City Chiefs' Will Shields has announced the kickoff to the Will to Succeed Foundation celebration. The event will be held at the Uptown Theater, Sunday the 28th of October, 5 to 9. After the Chiefs and Colts square off, for a $100 donation, you can receive an invitation to this event. And the first 2,000 donations have a chance to win this beautiful Mercedes-Benz. It's a 2002 SLK. The event will include drinks and hors d'oeuvres, fabulous live music. There's an auction, dancing, music from the Dave Stevens Band, and a host of local celebrities going to be on hand. For more information about making a donation, just call this number, 913-219-6868, or check out the website at www.willtosucceed.com. That's going to be a big event.
Oh, it's going to be a great event. And actually, you know, the color of the car is not going to be white. It's going to be red. You know,
oh, okay. Chiefs red.
Yes.
Mercedes 2002
SLK. SLK.
You put in $100. $100
donation.
2,000 chance of winning that car.
And 2,000 is it. No more. Just 2,000 chances. If it's less, if it's 1,500 people, it's 1,500. That's what makes it even better.
Could you see me tooling around like the Plaza in a red Mercedes?
I could see you tooling around, but I couldn't see myself in it.
Wait a minute. I've had a Ford Festiva, Pontiac Grand Am, and now a Mercedes. That just, something's not right there.
I think you're ready for it. Really, I do.
I don't think I could afford the insurance, quite frankly. After the 5-yard walk-off on Rockhurst, 1st and 15, the pump by Cummings in trouble. Still on his feet. Well, Cummings finding some room down the sidelines. Cummings with a first down run, knocked off his feet at the 40 of Blue Springs. Troy Pike with a big hit. There is a flag on the play.
Well, it looks down like it's going to be pass interference. It's down the field quite a ways. But they did have quite a bit of moving on that play before they started, that they sort of missed that part too, you know, but they just sort of going with the flow here, you know.
The Wildcats flagged here. Troy Pike really finished off this play here. 7 on 7. Wham!
Yes, he did.
Tony Severino hasn't given up hope here. Still a lot of time here. Kelly Donahoe very nervous before this game. In the continuation, said, hey, we know they're going to come at us. We still got to play our game.
Yeah, it seems like there's quite a few little things that's going on now in this fourth quarter that we hadn't seen in the first 3 quarters, you know, as far as things being missed here and there.
Still trying to determine where the ball should be spotted here. And they took it on from the end of the play here, Will?
Yeah, but the end of the play wasn't at the 40. That's amazing. That's 15 yards on the top on the end of a run that wasn't at the 40.
Nonetheless, 1st and 10 now for Rockhurst from the 30, down by 14 here. 8:42 to go in your ball game. Temple the eye back. Try to sweep to Tony. Trying to turn the corner. And he'll be drugged down from behind. Get about 5 or 6 in the play. There is a flag on the play, and flags start to become a common theme in this ballgame. Holding on Rockhurst, the preliminary indication.
Well, if you think about it, it's been 3 quarters of solid football of guys making plays backwards and forth, and then you sort of have a breakout at the end. Somebody's getting away with something somewhere.
Yes.
4-0.
The tight end was holding James Griffin. This is a spot penalty. Man, this is a huge walk-off here.
Yes, it is.
So James was blocking well behind the line.
That seems almost like a 15-yard penalty.
It is 15 yards. 1st and 25 now for the Hawkers, back to 44 Blue Springs. Cummings on the roll. Now throwing across the field. Tony Temple wide open and drops it. Oh, goodness gracious.
That's one of those plays you can't believe. You're like, I can't believe it. I'm wide open and somebody's throwing me the ball. I am supposed to be the best athlete on the field, and I drop it all alone.
Well, Tony, you're not alone tonight. We've seen some drops on the Blue Springs side. Marcus, you've had a little experience dropping some wide open catches, haven't you?
Boy, y'all bring out the skeletons in my closet. Man, they dropped another ball in the concession stand too, man.
No nachos?
They ain't got no nachos.
Oh, man. Somebody get you a tissue.
Rockhurst has been officially disqualified from the nacho report. They ain't got no hot dogs, no nacho. All they got are them stale ropes. Twix. They got 5 Snickers left. Look, they knew I was coming. They knew I was coming, and they cut the camera. Cut the camera.
Marcus on fire. No nachos in the concession stand. Timeout on the field. Rockhurst huddling with their head coach, Tony Severino. Now one of the concession workers trying to console him.
It's okay, Marcus. It's okay. Well, you got to realize that.
I'm hungry, too.
You got to realize they're spending most of the money on revamping the stadium.
Right. Big renovation project.
So they can't afford nachos right now.
Hey, man, they knew I was coming.
Tony Temple trying to shake off the drop pass. 2nd and 25 now for Rockhurst. They have it at the 44 in Blue Springs territory, down by 14 here. Cummings the roll, gunning deep, looking for Kyle Tehan. Over his head, incomplete. Josh Barge back in coverage along with Jeff Troy.
Good defense. Actually, I know a lot of people were looking for the flag, but it was great defense. Both guys running for the ball. One just running to the other. Sometimes that happens. It's not like he went to bump him or to grab him or anything else. Just good, solid defense. Actually showed a nice arm on that play.
Not too many plays in your playbook for 3rd and 25 here, Will.
Well, you know, there's always a screen, a draw. Those are things that always comes to mind in that situation.
Is it 2-down territory?
Well, you know, you still got a lot of time on the clock. You can also try to pin them down deep, you know, that makes a difference.
Cummings chase. Cummings doing his best imitation of Doug Flutie and pitching it back. The ball is loose on the field. Temple trying to get it. That body's strewed everywhere. Who got that football? It was a backward pitch, so it would be a lateral.
Yes, it would.
It's not an incompletion here. Rockhurst has maintained possession, but they lost some big-time yardage there, Will.
That's another 16-yard loss there for a quarterback trying to make a play. Which you got to realize right now, there's plenty of time on the clock. You have an explosive back, and you don't have to take it all on yourself.
Now he's backtracking here, and then he just throws it behind him. I guess looking for Temple. Blue Springs had a shot, but couldn't come up with it. On 4th and 40, Jeff Snodgrass to punt it away now for Rockhurst. As we approach the 7-minute mark to go in your ball game. Curtis Cooper fielding at the 27, makes one miss. It goes down in a heap at the 30-yard line. Don't forget next week, or pardon me, I should say this week, old-time rivals, Lee Summit, Grandview square off in our Hy-Vee High School game of the week. Number 5, Grandview with that stingy defense. Number 22, Lee Summit. And a very explosive running back in Marvin Hamilton. That's this Friday, and that will be live from Lee Summit. .708 to go in your ball game. Blue Springs leading 21-7 here. Tuggle the lone setback. Matt Jones splitting to the far side. As Vaughn, fullback. Now Tuggle into the secondary. Andrew Tuggle to the midfield stripe. A big first down run as Andrew Tuggle approaching the century mark, rushing the football tonight.
Well, they split the defense. Actually, what they did is they ran a trap play inside where they're going to pull the left guard here, and actually you're going to see him go right here and kick out. He's just going to slide neck left, and then just find an empty hole all the way down to the safeties.
22 on the play for the junior Andrew Tuggle. Had 188 yards in week 1. 1:06 thus far tonight. And a timeout taken by Blue Springs.
And that's theirs. They've already used 2 timeouts tonight, you know, trying to think about it. Which is, I think, one of those things that was sort of surprising, you know, to see him bust out like that for a long play. And you get excited and you go like, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be calling a play. So time sort of gets away from you.
Time now for our Brandsmart play of the game. Watch football all fall and winter on a big screen from Brandsmart. And it's one of those tough linebackers from Blue Springs, Bruce Ringwood. 3 sacks in the second quarter of Brandsmart play of the game. From the 50, 1st and 10 now, and like the guard moved early. Billy Byer, number 52.
Yeah, I think they're getting a little excited. You know, they're trying to feel it on the way to the end there, and that's when you have to settle in, keep your poise, keep the chains moving.
1st and 15. Bruce Ringwood on the sidelines. Last season had 3. Tonight in the second quarter, he had 3 sacks. Those tough kids. Kelly Donahoe, also a wrestler there at Blue Springs High School. 1st and 15 now. Inside give, the fullback with a rare carry. Maybe for 1 before he's hauled down. It's like Eric Vossman, number 74, was clogging things up.
Yeah, actually, they did a good job of sniffing that play out, especially Kevin Kane on the inside. He sort of ended up hitting Gator underneath and grabbing the leg.
Continues to roll here, Will.
It seems like Blue Springs are starting to try to attack in between the tackles a little bit, thinking that they can, you know, manipulate them inside to make some positive yards.
2nd down and 14, and flags coming up on Blue Springs here.
A little motion there, which they're starting to hurt themselves a little bit because now it's getting further and further back.
As we go down to Marcus Spears.
Hey, Will.
Yeah.
Isn't these some of the same officials that did our game?
Oh, don't go there, man.
I better stop because you know they're gonna officiate this week too, right?
Oh yeah, wow. I know that actually.
Well, more power to the people.
Hey Marcus, did you use that joke on your radio show tonight?
Huh?
Did you use that joke on your radio show?
No, I did not. Thank you.
Marcus will use it on the field.
2nd down and 19. Tuggle gets the carry. A little running room. Powers his way to the 48. It's going to be 3rd down and 12 now. But more importantly for Blue Springs, the clock continues to roll here.
Exactly. And that's one thing they're trying to do is pound the ball away. What they call right now, we're sitting at about 5.5. So once they get inside of 4, they call the 4-minute rule. And that's when you go to your 4-minute offense where you just bang the ball inside and just try to wear the defense out and just run the clock as long as you can.
Three receivers deployed. Barge going in motion on 3rd down and 12. Quick pitch to Tuggle. Kevin Kane hits him from behind. The ball comes loose. Picked up by Colin Charbonneau. Charbonneau down the sidelines. Cutting it back. Charbonneau taken down at the 30-yard line. And it'll be Rockhurst football. 1st and 10 at the 30 of Blue Springs. Just under 5 minutes to go. And the Hawklet fans haven't given up yet.
Well, that's one thing you don't want to happen. You want them to get in the open field. You want them to run the ball as long as you want to, but you have to fall down on the ball. He pitches here, he breaks loose, he just gets hit right on the ball, and it pops up.
Kevin
Great
Kane
hit on the
like
play.
He knocked it loose there.
Great play on the ball.
Has it back at the 30 of Blue Springs. Hummel and Snodgrass split to the near side. Now they're going to send Tony Temple in motion to that same side. Cummings gunning the middle, looking for Pummel. Wide of the mark, incomplete. Jeff Troy with the coverage.
Yeah, he had a little pressure in his face, too, when he was throwing it, so he had to throw it off his back foot. He had a chance to set his feet. I think he could have made that throw. So now I hope they settle him down so he can say, hey, we've got downs and we have time. And that's all you need if you want to come back and win a game. Got over 4 minutes on the clock. Get a score, put your defense back on, or even kick a squib and get it back and then go from there. First of all, you need to get the ball in the end zone.
Second down and 10. Give on the draw play, Tony Temple in trouble. And back to the line of scrimmage. That is it.
You know, I think this is the first game I've ever seen where he had to carry the whole load on his shoulders, and he's actually been hit. I mean, most of the time he's open, he's in space, he's making people miss. Where this game, they're making him pay for every yard that he's trying to get.
Well, last year Alex Staub was the main back, and Tony Temple saw spot duty. They used him in, very good situations. He was only a freshman. Big third down and 10 now. Cummings on the roll, gunning the middle, got the tight end, and it's a first down for Rockhurst as Kyle Tehan with the catch down to the 19.
Well, I think this is one of their first downs where they actually received it from their offense. You know, all the other first downs that they have has been on penalties of some sorts. So this is their first of, 11 that they've received, that they've got tonight, converted third down in the second quarter.
First and 10 from the 19-yard line in Blue Springs territory. Clock approaching 3.5 to go in your ball game. Rockhurst down by 14. Cummings on the roll again. Hits Temple. Temple with a nice cutback. Temple inside the 5, down near the 4.
Way to go down and get the ball, That's a close call where he's actually close to having his knee down. Does a good job of scooping the ball, getting up, and getting some extra yards. We'll watch the pass here on the side. Good balance. Great balance there on that play.
15 yards sets up first and goal now for Rockhurst from the 4-yard line. This is Nick Johnson cutting it back. Nick Johnson lost the football, and Rockhurst saying they have covered it back up near the 2.
That was a big hit down there. They actually, we call that kaflabica in there. Something that's a jarring hit.
Now Rockhurst will take a timeout, stopping the clock with 3:04 to go. It'll be second and goal for the Hawklets. Is there still time, Will?
There's still time. I mean, if you think about it, you still have, 3 minutes on the clock. You need 1 touchdown, 1 timeout remaining. If you still have over 2 minutes when you score, there's enough time to score. There's enough time to get the ball back and move it down. We've seen more done in less time than many on these different high school games.
Ball at the 2-yard line. Second down and goal now for the Hawklets, who are down to their final timeout. Fans come to their feet here on the home side. Toss sweep, Tony Temple puts his head down. Ball comes loose in the end zone, and Blue Springs has covered it up, it looks like. They are signaling. The referees have not signaled yet. Bodies are flying everywhere. Still no word from the men in stripes.
One of those things where he tries to get close and gets deep in there and stretches for the touchdown, and that could have when the fumble was caused.
And now they do indicate a touchback, Blue Springs football. Oh, that was quite a battle for that ball down. That pile, now players still on the ground.
Well, the play before, if you notice when Tony Temple got up, I think he was the one that actually fell on the fumble before that. He was sort of cringing about his shoulder like he was injured before that point.
Temple slow to get up. This ball came soaring out of there.
Just a pitch play, and he's going to take a couple steps, and he's going to go straight downhill and receive a hit that stands him up. Then there goes the ball flying out. See, I think it wasn't the first initial hit. It was when he was driving, trying to get into the end zone, and somebody hit it up from the backside and knocked it up in the air.
Tough night for Tony Temple. He's only a sophomore, though, folks. Growing pains are always there. First and 10 from the 20-yard line. Keep it on the ground to Tuggle, nothing there. Dan Boyd clogging things up on the defensive line. Rockhurst will take their final timeout.
Trying to save as much time as they can so that they can get the ball back, score, and do the onside kick.
We're gonna get the ball back, D. We're gonna get the ball back.
You know, I was wondering, it seems like this game's taken quite a long time.
Come on, it's not over yet, boys. Let's go,
It seems like we've been here for days.
We have. .250 to go in your ball game. Rockhurst out of timeouts. The #1 team has been #1 for 16 consecutive weeks in the Metro Sports Super 25 poll.
Come on, D, big stop.
Hawklets have won 13 straight at home. All those streaks in jeopardy tonight. They've also won 4 straight against Blue Springs. Second down and 9. The toss to Tuggle with running room. Andrew Tuggle has the first down as he's escorted out near the 33-yard line. Tuggle continues to add to his big night.
Yeah, but the one thing that they wanted to happen on that, they wanted the first down, but you'd like to have a back that would get the ball to the edge, go up the field, get the first down, and whatever you do, lean inside so that you fall inbounds to make sure. Oh, I guess he did. So the clock is still running. I can't see on the sideline over here, but I guess he did fall inbounds because the clock is running.
2:30 to go in your ball game. Blue Springs looking to go 2-0 as they go to St. Joe Central this Friday. Kelly Donahoe looking to go 1-2 against the Hawklets in his Blue Springs career. Fullback dive play. Nothing there for Joey Vaughn. Well, the keys tonight for Blue Springs, they said, hey, let's slow down Tony Temple. They've done that. They've run the football well. They wanted to do that with Tuggle, and they've thrown the ball pretty effectively tonight. 2 touchdown passes to Bard. So the keys coming in, Kelly Donahoe's crew has hit most of them. This is Tuggle on second down and long. Nice cutback. Tuggle with 8 on second down. It'll set up third down and short. And boy, he has a good plant there at cutback.
But what he does well is he acts like he's going to go to the edge, plant that left foot, and goes right behind his blocking, vertical up the field to get those positive yards. And that one, actually, he sort of fell down a little early, like he was trying to make sure he didn't fumble the ball, had both hands over it as he went through the line.
Third down and 2. Wildcats at their own 42 as we approach 1 minute to go. Tuggle to the short side. Tuggle cut down, and he'll be very close to the first down. Kyle Tehan with a nice lower leg stop there. And let's see if they got the first down.
Well, from this angle, it looks right on the line, so they're going to have to bring it over and actually test it because, you know, with my 4 glasses and everything else, I still can't tell from here.
The fans on the Blue Springs side celebrating like it is a first down, but as Will mentioned, the chain gang will come in and let us know. 50 seconds to go in your ball game.
Now the question here is, I think you would go for it instead of punting it. You run a quarterback sneak or something because it's less than an inch. 50 time is on your side. You have 50 seconds. If you punch it over, then you run the clock out, and the game is over.
And as Will mentioned, they will go for it on 4th and inches. Clock is ticking down here. Whitworth calls his own number and plows ahead for the first down. And that should do it for your ball game. Once they position the ball after the first down, they'll wind the clock here.
Actually, there's 1 second difference, so they would probably have to run one more play.
And now they're signaling Andrew Tuggle to play safety man here as they get all around Whitworth. He takes a knee, and the clock will wind out. And Blue Springs will end a 4-game losing streak to rival Rockhurst as they come to Dasta Memorial Stadium on the Rockhurst campus and win a tough one, 21-7. As the number 4 team upsets the number 1 team. And a very good defensive performance by both teams. Josh Barge with a big ball game. Andrew Tuggle rushing the football well. And Kelly Donahoe's crew just too much tonight, Will.
Well, I think, it comes to say that, all